Hello, here's my unedited podcast. And, well, I didn't just come up with it, but had an idea and I was just reminded of it. About how I've done, some voice overs, or I guess react, because I'm not recording the audio while I'm playing. Because I haven't figured out how to do that yet. But I have recorded reactions, but then oftentimes that I lose track of what goes with what if I do a bunch. I'm not sure which game it goes to, because if I've got a lot of golf video games and I'm reacting to golf, I might not know which game it actually goes to. And I could easily watch it, but then it seems kind of tedious, especially if I don't have much energy because of my Hashimoto's and whatever else is wrong with me, because I haven't been to a doctor in a while. I haven't gone to a doctor that's really done tests or anything in a long time. But these doctors treat for the Hashimoto's. And so they just give you an old-fashioned thyroid pill that usually doesn't even help. At least with me, didn't really help. Man, I'm having a random bloody nose again. Yeah, I sometimes have that. But anyways, I'm gonna blow my nose. It's unedited. Sorry. So anyway, so sometimes I can't match up the audio with the video. So you know what? I think I'm just going to have a mishmash to where I'm reacting and vlogging to another video game. And it may have some surprising results when matched up to another video. So I think that would be amusing, probably to no one but me, since I'm probably the only one that watches these. Which is fine if that's what it turns out to be. Like I was telling myself earlier, it's like, you know what, you think that's kind of more freeing, because it's like, I'm putting the videos out, but nobody's even really watching. So, somebody knocked on the door. No, that's a notification. Nobody's really watching. I'm going to turn that down. Yeah, I guess that's... What? Oh, I'm reacting to my coin. Is it Coin Master or something like that? Sent a notification saying something about, sorry for the inconvenience. So maybe the game was down for a while or something. I don't play that often. Because it makes me want to spend money to get, here's the package, you can feed your pet and all this other stuff. And then it lets you get to the other levels and lands, or, buy all the things you need for that land. And then it becomes addictive, and the spinning, even if you press down on the spin in the game to where it does it by itself, it's just something mesmerizing. Even if not stoned or anything, watching the wheel, watching it spin. It's not a wheel. Maybe it is a wheel. Which came first, the chicken or the wheel? And my voice is like this. Well, I just had a big, it wasn't a swig, because it's not liquid. I just had a big inhalation of Critical Kush in my packs. I'm so bougie because I'm talking about my packs vaporizer. It was $30, and that cost more than the actual cartridges, which actually work really well. I had trouble with the other kind because they're always getting stuck. Like not every other one, but maybe every third one, there'd be an issue to where nothing would come out. Or like one of the ones more recently, I ended up sucking up the oil and everything instead of smoke. I'm like, whoa. You know, those are mad skills back in the day. But that day has passed. But and I forgot what I've been talking about. So I am tired. And I find that when I'm, like, between being asleep and being awake, it almost feels like, you know, well, it probably is true. My brain functioning is low. And so, you know, you get all these weird, you know, thoughts. They're kind of like daydreams, but you're falling asleep. And so, like, you know, all of a sudden you're thinking something else. And I think I did that while texting earlier. I started writing something else that I was thinking about, and then I woke up a little more, and then I looked over and I'm like, why the hell did I write that? And I wish I'd taken a screenshot or something, but I was probably very out of it. Which I am now because I'm so tired. I was going to try to stay up to try to get back on regular schedule, but yeah, I had the Critical Kush, and I was feeling tired before then. And wow, when you have this, when you go to sleep, it's like, oh, this is the best thing I've ever experienced in my life. Oh, it's so nice. Not that I get all that much sleep unless I sleep till 2 or 3 in the afternoon. Well, I don't go to bed till like 4 or 5, but I have to wake up every couple hours and let Spyro out because his heart medicine makes him have to drink more and have to pee more, and then well, usually I take care of if I have to pee at the same time, but then sometimes if I've had a lot to drink, then on top of that, already the couple hours waking up, you know, like I'm a new mom or something. And only with a new mom you don't, you know, put your kids outside so they can take a shit. But that would save a lot of money on diapers. But anyways, I believe that I forgot. I was saying, because I am tired, and then I have the critical kush on top of that. So yeah, I was thinking, like, I was watching a video, and then all of a sudden thinking, like something was connected that made no sense. Like a part of a dream invaded my viewing of the video. Because I was falling asleep, but yet I was still sitting up. I was holding the POTcasts vaporizer in one hand. Made me think of Tideland. I'm like, oh God, I'm like Jeff Bridges. Like when he goes to Utland. Yeah, I don't even know. I can't imagine what heroin would feel like. That is the one thing I thought, oh man, if I ever tried that, I'd probably like it too much. I mean, I had friends doing everything else. I probably did have one, but I don't remember if I ever had a friend that was on heroin. I know I've had friends and acquaintances that were on crack, on meth, drunks. Some of them were drunks. I knew a pot enthusiast, but that was never the problem. It was everything else that they did, including over the counter. Well, not over the counter, but prescription. Or is that over the counter? Maybe that's over the counter. For some reason I thought over the counter was just like, oh, at the store you can just... No, but I guess that would be like a pharmacist hands it to you over the counter. And I will probably find this extremely entertaining when I'm like, oh, I almost said 50. So I'm going to find it entertaining right now. I was trying to think of an old age, when I'm... And then it's like, that is my age. Yeah, man, this always seemed like the beginning of just... You're old, and you're... But... Yeah, so, like, when I'm 80, I'll say 80, because I can imagine that even if I have all my aches and pains and Hashimoto's and whatever else, and I've, like, lost all my teeth and everything, I'm still going to feel like I'm not as old as my age is saying. I'll be amazed at, wow, like at 70, I'll be like, wow, I'm 70, it doesn't even feel like it, even if I'm decrepit and everything. This isn't what I imagined that age would be. Just like with 50, which seems like that's, to me, like middle age. Like that's when you start heading towards death. And it's like it could be any time now. You've reached 50. You can go any time now. Your weight and everything is really going to start affecting you more. And besides the Hashimoto's and everything, it's going to be harder to not gain 20 pounds every time I eat like a normal person. I'm a normal person, a person that on occasion, like 2 to 3 times a week, has things like ice cream or cheese and things like that. Like, so not like a normal person, but a person with a very normal to high metabolism can take. Now mine, I seem to be staying within the same 10-pound bracket again, before it was lower brackets, and it keeps crawling up. I keep forgetting what I was saying because I'm just tired. And oh man. Yeah, I'm sure I'll rewind this and then I'll see what I was talking about. But I almost feel drunk or something because I'm so tired. I've been up since, let's see, like 1:30. But I didn't go to bed until like 5, and then I woke up at 7, and probably again at 8. But I seem to recall that the last stretch before I finally got up, it seemed like I had been allowed, or maybe I'd slept through any dogs asking to go out or anything. But it seems like I slept for a longer period of time, not being interrupted. Like I just was out. And I remember I had a dream, but it was gone soon after I woke up. And it's like, whoa, I actually slept longer. Because these 3, unless someone was feeling sick and needed to have diarrhea or something, are pretty good about sleeping from when we go to bed, to when we get up, which kind of sounds funny, but they're good about not waking up throughout the night like a little infant that needs to be catered to. And they're pretty good at the sleeping. But poor Spyro has his heart condition and his meds, so I can't get angry or anything at him for waking me up. But thank you for listening to this. I've got to go to sleep, so maybe I can sleep for at least a few minutes before I'm asked to get up, or my bladder makes me get up. So I had a bunch of tea. Anyways, thank you. I love you all, but not really. Okay, have a good day. This is my unedited podcast. Now, I'm watching Life in the Doghouse, and oh my gosh, I can't stop crying. Tears of sadness, of happiness, of, oh, that's so great that they could do this, and how can people be so mean? So it got me thinking about a story that I'm just going to come up with the top of my head. Now this video is just going to be me talking with just some things in the background. Maybe like some interesting, funky things or whatever, or maybe not, depending on what my energy level is. In the background, you're going to hear Beast obsessively licking his paws, which makes the bed wet, which I don't like. So maybe he moved to do it over there. So you might hear that in the background. Yeah. But the story is like a young girl. This is when it begins, and the story progresses as the girl ages. So, this is the beginning. April 3rd, 1988. I just got down from the shelter where I sometimes volunteer with Mama. And there's just so many dogs there. I don't know why people don't spay and neuter their dogs. They are just there wanting homes, and people just abandon them after not even preventing big litters of dogs. So we do what we can, but I don't know what's going to happen, because there just seems to be more and more. November 28th, 2000. I'm home from college, and because obviously I started college very late, I went back to school, because it's been quite a few years. I squeezed out a kid or two, and then I went back to college. And I'm home visiting my elderly parents, because I live in a tiny house on a little lot that was available right next to the college. And so, for longer times off of college, I like to go and stay with my parents in a big house. Yeah, I'm starting to be a vet, but I'm not sure how that's going to work, because you hear more and more about these vets that get attacked by the animals that they're treating. It's like getting to be a very dangerous job. So I know I'd like to help animals in some way, but it might have to be a little bit less dangerous. I don't know that I like the way the story is going. Or the basic setup of it. Yeah, I had a cartridge that would no longer produce any smoke, so I had to open it and get the stuff from it. And tonight I put that on some pizza, and I already had some. I had taken something and scooped it out, and then put it on the rim of a water bottle that has just a little teeny circle that you drink out of. And yeah, at first I didn't feel anything, but since I'm not like an all-day toker or anything, not even every night, but more nights than not usually. So I don't have a high tolerance. But I do have a bit of tolerance. But yeah, so it's hit me quite hard. And so that's why this is an unedited POTcast. So I pretty much think there should be a horror movie where, people are such idiots that they don't spay and neuter their dogs, and then eventually the dogs just start taking over in the streets, forcing humans to live in underground layers which have little tunnels where people communicate either through computers and phones, or they can do it through a system like the bank when you're at the drive-through teller. But that would probably be more like giving people things. And that's how people procreate in this new world. If they weren't already with someone when the cheaper human dwellings were made, then the only way you could procreate, and I don't know why you would want to, because you're stuck in like this little pod, and most are like a large bathroom, the size of a large bathroom, and they do have a toilet, but that's where you have everything, because they were supposed to be just for emergency hiding. They were built when the dogs were not quite as bad, that they helped collapse a lot of infrastructure. And so the poorer people trapped in these littler pods, which had these little tunnels that would fit these drive-up teller thingies, and that you could send things with, and you would have if you were a man, you would have to have like a virtual emotional relationship and physical with anyone else that was in one of the pods. And even if they weren't in one of those type of pods, they wouldn't be able to get to you. So you'd still have to have it like that. And so they have to send the sperm to the mother and hope that with a turkey baster she could impregnate herself. And then she'd have a baby. But that wouldn't be fair to the baby. To have to live in a little pod with their mother. You teach them to walk just so they can walk like 2 feet this way and that way. Even though if you're a baby, in that situation, that would be your life and you would not know any differently. You'd just be like, oh man, I was born in this sucky ass planet. But, yeah, so that's how the poor people communicate and everything. But the richer people, well, the top 1% ended up thinking they could hole up in their mansions and everything. But the dogs gained more intelligence while they were out roaming around taking over everything. And so they're like, well, we want to go to these houses. We want to go to these rich people houses. And they probably have the best steak. Or they might be vegan. But still, some of that vegan food is even better. And it doesn't make you feel like crap afterwards. So they're like, yeah, I ought to go there. I'm tired of having the shits. And so the rich people ended up being eaten by the dogs. But the like moderately well off, they started building their shelters from the dogs earlier because they had already had their panic rooms and then their bomb shelters. And the preppers had it all down, and they're leading their best lives because the rich preppers that have the giant warehouses underground, like in Blast from the Past, they're the ones living the life. And there's a dreaming dog in the background. People could not spay and neuter their dogs, so now humans live underground. And, within like 200 years, they start resembling naked mole rats more and more. And the dogs, have their own version of society. And, they don't try to imprison other animals or humans or anything like that. They're just happy. They're just happy to see everybody. And the humans live in the ground, and they look like naked mole rats, aka penises with teeth. Because humans probably should. Because humans are awful, even to ourselves, even though animals are pretty bad too. So I was watching all these things about animals today. And it's like, they're all like eating each other's poop and, killing each other during sex and, eating babies and things like that. It's like, whoa, like peeling off their own skin with their mouths. And it's like, animals are quite frightening. It's pretty freaky to be an animal. But this has been my unedited podcast. My POTcast, actually. Any pot companies out there want to sponsor me, go ahead. I'll do your unboxing of your special mystery boxes, which would be good if dispensaries sold them. I would totally buy a THC mystery box that was, you get, it doesn't even have to be double the product, because we pick it out. It could be like, you get like a third more or something like that. That'd still be good. And it'll be so nice when you're able to have it mailed to you. You could have a pot mystery box mailed to you. You can have a CBD one now, which is good. But I think you can get alcohol by mail, and alcohol is just usually awful. People act awful, the ones that enjoy it a little too much. And yet, you can buy that. You can, I think there's companies where you can have it mailed to you. I don't know. I've never tried that. But anyways, thank you for listening to this babbling.